Hello, good morning, good evening, good night to everyone. Welcome to our video, a new video. Here we go with another topic, another interesting topic, and it's about learning styles according to the Kolb model. Next one, please. Okay, the principal actor or the main character of this model is David Kolb, and he published in 1984 a model of learning styles, and as well as theory of learning experiences. And this theory is based on Jean Piaget theory, and it explains how the learning occurs. And nowadays, his model and theory are among the best known and most applied of all learning styles theories. Next one, please. Okay, Cole says that the learning is influenced by three factors. The first one is genetics, the second one is life experiences, and the third one is environment. We already know that genetics is what we inherit, as well as the interpretation, and life experience are what we live and experience as we grow up, and the environment is basically the context in which develop. Next one. Okay. Kolb says that the learning occurs through our experiences, as well as the interpretation and processing of the information that we acquire from them. And the learning process takes place in four phases. The first phase is concrete experience. The second phase is reflective observation. The third phase is abstract conceptualization. And the last one is active experimentation. Next. Okay, the first one, as I mentioned before, is concrete experiences. And the learner encounters a new experience or reinterprets an existing experience. At this stage is where the immediate experiences takes place. And we can say that is when we expose ourselves to new stimuli, which produce different sensations, and these experiences lead to the next phase, that is the observation.
Hey, the reflective observation. This is based on the learner reflecting what he's observing, and develops a series of like general hypotheses based on the information that is received by any mean. Kolb's reflective model is referred to as experiential learning. The basis for this model is our own experience, which is then renewed, analyzed, and evaluated systematically in three stages. Once this process has been undergone completely, the new experiences will form the standing point of another cycle.
Okay, the next is abstract conceptualization. And each step of the Kolb cycle is fairly straightforward. However, the third step, this step, can be somewhat complicated and deserves a closer look. So when it comes to abstract conceptualization, one of the best ways to understand what it is might be first understand what is not. Abstract concepts are the opposite of concrete examples. or things you can experience with sense. For example, let's say maybe a cheeseburger is a concrete example because you can see it, smell it, and taste it. So concrete examples are tangible things that have clear definitions. In contrast to concrete examples, abstract concepts are intangible. Things like in these examples, love, hate, or friendship. You know these things exist, but they're intangible and their application may vary depending on when and how they are used. So basically, abstract conceptualization means using evidence to form ideas and theories that are separate from a specific concrete example.
Okay, and the last one is the active experimentation. And this is that the person experiences or practices these concepts in other contexts or situations. And when the person completes all these stages of the process, the sequence is restored to continue acquire more knowledge and information. This is where the learner applies the new ideas to her surroundings to see if there are any modifications in the next appearance of the experience.
Well, all of the people perceive the information in different ways, and many people tend to have preferences in some, not all, but just some of the phases that we mentioned before. In order to use them to work the new information that they are acquired. And that is why David Kolb developed this model of learning styles according the preference of the students' work on their learning process. And this model is divided into 4 learning styles. The first one is diverging, the second one is assimilating, the third one is converging, and the fourth one is accommodating. Next. Okay, divergent student. These people see things from I'm sorry, I made a mistake, but from different perspectives. They prefer to watching to doing, and the learning characteristic is of concrete experience and reflective observation. The students of this style are very, very enthusiastic people. They are committed to their work. They like to do all kinds of activities, even though they are like different activities. These students can get tired of the activity, and maybe they want to start another activity. They don't like, they don't for acting, they just act, and they don't think about the consequence of their actions. Next one, please. Well, they are very creative people or creative students, and they can do brainstorming. They like to experiment, so make experiments are a good activity for them. Also, they can solve puzzles and solve riddles. There are a lot of activities because, as I said before, they like to do a lot different activities, so they are very open-minded to the activities. Next one.
Okay, then we have the reflector or assimilative students. These students are characterized by observing events and dealing with information from many different points of view. They specialize in collecting information and examining it thoroughly before making their hypothesis. Their way of working forces them to be cautious with their conclusions and analyzing all the consequences of their action before carrying them out. They always observe, attend, and pay attention to all details before making any contribution. So then we have that they learn best when they can carefully observe the information around them, when they are given time to analyze and reflect before acting, and when they can go unnoticed. So some example of activities in this type of students can be discussions, participate in different discussions, do our research on the subject, or attend conferences.
So after that, we have the convergent learning style, which is its strongest point lies in the practical application of ideas. This person performs the best on tests that require a single answer or a specific solution, question or problem. They organize their knowledge so they can focus on solving problems using hypothetical deductive reasoning. These people are more oriented to things than to people. They tend to have less interest in physical matter and are oriented towards scientific specialization. Some of their um, like strategies they prefer are manual activities, practical projects, make charts and maps, classify information, memorization and exercises, resolution of practical problems, practical demonstrations, etc.
Okay, and the last one is accommodating student. And these people tend to be more practical in their outlook of learning, and they like to see problems from an intuitive point of view. And they may really a lot of gut feeling, and they like newfound challenges, and maybe characterized by concrete experiences and active experimentation. Next one, please. And activities in which this type of students work better are in teamwork, social discussions, and short readings.
Okay, well, it's all for today. Well, in conclusion, the teacher must be able to choose strategies or an activities in order to that all the students can move through the 4 stages of the learning process and not only 1 or 2. Teachers have to make the students to observe, reflect, and put in practice their learning or what they are acquiring. Well, regardless of whether students are inclined to one or two or to the other phase, as I said, it's important to the teacher to put in action different strategies.
Yes, it's important that the teacher has to focuses on learning, not teaching. That is very important. So that's all for us. And here are the references. And thank you, and see you in the next video.
Bye. Thank you.